You didn't ask for the world to shift beneath you, but it did. Maybe it was subtle at first, a plan delayed, a door closed, a routine that no longer feels safe. But then the silence grew louder. The timelines you built dissolved, like mist, and suddenly you're left holding a map for a world that no longer exists. This is the ache of uncertainty, not knowing when the next shoe will drop, not knowing what version of you will have to rise tomorrow. You try to calculate, to plan, to find some comfort in the illusion of control. But the more you tighten your grip, the more things slip through. It's here, in this very tension, that the Stoics offer a different way to breathe. Marcus Aurelius didn't promise stability. He reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You don't have to predict what comes next, but you can prepare yourself for it. Like a tree rooted in wind, your strength won't come from resisting the storm, but from deepening your roots beneath it. And if this resonates, if you're navigating change, quietly seeking solid ground, you're not alone here. This space is built for reflection, for stillness, for clarity. If you'd like to walk this path together, you're invited to subscribe, not to a channel, but to a mindset, one that learns to thrive when life refuses to go as planned. Number 1, build your inner citadel. There's a moment, quiet, sharp, when you realize the world won't slow down for you. The deadlines won't wait. The headlines won't soften. People won't suddenly become more predictable or kind. And in that moment, you feel it. The pull to escape, to react, to protect yourself by scrambling for certainty. But the Stoics taught something radically different. You don't need to escape the world. You need to fortify your inner world. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. In other words, your thoughts don't just describe your reality, they create it. When the world turns chaotic, the Stoic builds a citadel within, an inner sanctuary untouched by noise, untouched by panic, not to avoid reality, but to face it with steadiness. Imagine a mountain during a storm. The winds howl, the rain slashes across its face, but the stone doesn't move. That's what your mind can become. You anchor your thoughts to principles, not panic. You choose what to let in. You respond instead of react. So ask yourself, when was the last time you sat in your own mind and felt safe there? Not scrolling, not distracting, not numbing, just being calmly aware. The Stoic practice is not about suppressing feeling. It's about strengthening clarity. And clarity begins when you stop treating your mind like a battlefield and start treating it like a fortress. Number 2, don't predict the storm. Prepare for it. Uncertainty has a way of making you reach for control. You try to forecast the chaos, wondering, worrying, playing out endless what-ifs in your mind. But the Stoics knew it's not the event that causes the most suffering. It's our expectation of it. Epictetus taught, it's not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them. The storm isn't the problem. It's how we brace for it, or how we panic before the first drop of rain. Like a seasoned sailor who doesn't scream at the clouds but calmly ties the sails. You don't thrive by guessing the weather. You thrive by being ready. Preparedness isn't about paranoia. It's presence. It's knowing what you can control, your reactions, your values, your response under pressure. Think of it like lighting a candle before the power goes out. Not because you're certain the darkness is coming, but because you've learned how to meet it with steadiness. So, here's your question. Are you mentally rehearsing disaster or building resilience? In the face of uncertainty, don't tighten your grip. Instead, steady your hands. Number 3. Accept the fog, focus on the step. Uncertainty rarely feels loud. It creeps in like a fog, quiet, gray, disorienting. You try to look ahead, to plan 10 steps forward, but the path disappears in the mist, and in that haze, your mind races, trying to solve what hasn't even happened yet. Seneca once wrote, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." When you scatter your attention across all possible outcomes, you lose presence, you lose yourself. But here's the truth. Clarity doesn't come all at once, like walking through the fog. The next step only appears after you take the first. You don't need to see the whole picture. You just need to move. So take one step, one task, one conversation, one breath, with full awareness. That's where your power lives, in the now. Not in the imaginary future you keep trying to control. Like a lantern cutting through the dark, you carry your own light. You don't wait for the fog to lift, you walk through it. So ask yourself, where are you waiting for clarity instead of creating it? One step at a time? Number 4, control is a thought, not a thing. You've been told to take control, but no one tells you how to let go. In uncertain times, control feels like safety, like a rope you can cling to when the world spins too fast. You plan, you predict, you try to hold the pieces together, but deep down, you feel it slipping. Zeno taught that happiness is found in a smooth flow of life, living in accordance with nature, not fighting against it. And nature is always moving. You are not the river. You are the one who learns to sail upon it. The Stoic doesn't resist the current. They adjust the sails. They know the wind will shift, the tide will turn, and still they move forward with grace. Imagine holding sand in your palm. The tighter you squeeze, the faster it escapes. But with an open hand, it stays. So ask yourself, what are you still trying to grip that was never yours to hold? True power isn't about holding on. It's about choosing how to respond when everything else moves beyond your reach. Let go, not in weakness, but in wisdom. Number 5, welcome discomfort like a trainer. Discomfort isn't a punishment. It's a lesson in disguise. You flinch when things get hard. That's human. You pull back when life stretches you. That's instinct. But what if the pain you're avoiding is the exact weight that's shaping you? Musonius Rufus believed that hardship isn't something to escape, but something to embrace. Not as suffering, but as training. Every difficult moment is a rep, building your resilience. Think of a muscle. It only grows by being pushed past its comfort, and you are no different. You don't build strength in ease. You build it when your legs shake, your heart races, and still you keep going, like a blacksmith forging steel. The blade doesn't break in the fire. It becomes stronger because of it. So next time the ground feels heavy beneath your feet, pause, breathe. Then ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me, not remove from me? The discomfort is not your enemy. It's your trainer, your mentor, your silent invitation to evolve. Let it shape you, not break you. Number 6, anchor to values, not outcomes. When the future feels uncertain, you start chasing outcomes. You want the plan to work. You want the reward, the result, the proof that your effort meant something. But in chasing outcomes, you forget the only thing that was ever truly yours, your values. Cleanthes once said the wise man is like a dog tied to a moving cart. He can resist and be dragged, or he can move with the cart and maintain dignity. The cart is life. The rope is your fate, and your values are the way you walk. You can't always choose what happens, but you can choose who you are when it happens. Like a compass in a storm, your values don't control the wind, but they keep you from drifting aimlessly. They remind you who you are when everything else changes. So pause for a moment and ask yourself, if nothing goes as planned, can I still live with how I showed up? Don't chase the finish line. Chase the integrity of the path, because when the dust settles, the outcome fades. But your character, that's what echoes. Number 7. In the quiet, you decide. Uncertainty won't knock. It enters unannounced, shifts your plans, and leaves you standing in the middle of questions you didn't ask. But here's what the Stoics knew. The world doesn't owe you certainty. It offers you something better, a chance to choose who you'll be when the script disappears. You don't need to control the waves. You need to steady the ship within. Marcus Aurelius once reminded himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The chaos is the path. If you keep waiting for the fear to vanish, for the answers to appear, for life to feel safe again, you'll stay frozen. But when you move, even gently, through the fog, you reclaim your power. So breathe, return to yourself, and ask, if this is the storm I've been given, how will I walk through it? You don't need every answer. You just need enough stillness to hear your next step. And if this path speaks to you in this deeper way of walking through life, you're welcome here. This is the space where uncertainty ends and you begin.